Alright, we're playing Bloodhound. So, this is going to be the best guide, the ultimate guide on my one and only love, Bloodhound. So, for the people who are not familiar with me, let me present myself. I'm Marsh. These are my stats. I am number one Bloodhound on all platforms, on any platform. Got the most kills with him. This is a world record for most wins in a season, and I'm number one for season 10 kills on like all legends, all platforms. I got the most this season. So, I'm pretty well placed to make this guide. But without making you guys wait a little too long, let's roll the intro, just get right into the video. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm pretty happy to be here. I'm loving editing recently, more than playing actually, which is why I fell off on getting so many kills. But I have a few things to say before we get into the actual guide. So first, streaming link down in bio, number one Bloodhound. If you have any questions on this guide, if you have any questions about my gameplay, if you just want to come support me, come watch Bloodhound plays, the link is in the description. Go watch me. Alright, so let's start off this guide well. So Bloodhound. Bloodhound's a fight opener. It's for aggressive players. You don't want to be sitting in the back with a triple take like some people I know, which play really weird. Bloodhound is good for most playstyles, but again, all of them revolve around an aggressive segment. I'm gonna go over the passive, the tactical, and the ultimate, how they all sort of like correlate towards each other and how they all help each other out. Bloodhound's a good solo and a good team legend, good for pubs and good for ranked. S tier in pubs and in ranked, by the way, and I'm not just saying this because this is my main, it's sort of like agreed upon on the community that Bloodhound's already very, very good, maybe even overpowered. Good for new players, good for experienced players. There's not really a big learning curve of Bloodhound. They're pretty straightforward. But let's start off with going over Bloodhound's abilities. Then after we're done with that, I'll go straight into how you can become a master at using Bloodhound. So, like the name suggests, Bloodhound has the ability to track and hunt enemies down if they were in an area recently. There's a million things that Bloodhound can see with these tracks, from another legend's death, to footprints, to climbing, flying, and much more for up to 90 seconds after that action was performed. Now, as good as seeing all these actions might be, it's a little irrelevant. What really matters is how long ago these happened, so don't put too much thought into deciphering these tracks. Hovering your reticle on these tracks will tell you how long ago it happened, and pinging it will let your teammate know as well. But due to the color coding of these tracks, the darker reds indicating a more recent action, and the lighter reds to ping to nearly white indicate that they're much older actions, so you can quickly tell which ones are important. This passive works hand in hand with the ultimate and tactical, allowing for you to make more informed decisions while you are on the battlefield. Now their tactical, the Eye of the Allfather. This is the most powerful ability in Bloodhound's kit. The scan starts off with a 2-second activation time, so make sure that when you use it, it's either early in a fight when it is starting, or when you have cover. The scan has a very basic way of working, basing myself on these very accurate sketches of Bloodhound's mechanics made by the one and only me. You can very clearly tell that this son is Bloodhound, and in this picture that this is how the scan deploys. It has a 75 meter range and deploys in a cone shape. That means somebody that is on the far left who is farther than you has a higher chance of being picked up than somebody who's right next to you. This ability will uncover enemies, traps, crypto drones, and other legends abilities for 3 seconds. The scan time will be shortened a bit if they're picked up later during the scan, which a lot of people do not know about. So if you pick up somebody at like the 73 meter distance, the scan will last less time on them than if somebody was picked up at 10 meters. The scan will also uncover tracks that would not normally appear, whether through walls, rock, or other structures. Alright, so now we have their ultimate, the Beast of the Hunt, which is so much fun to use. What it basically does is amplifies every single good thing about Bloodhound. It lasts for 30 plus seconds, and it gets a little boost for every single knock you get, like you guys are probably seeing in this clip. It gives Bloodhound a 30% speed increase. It also lowers the scan activation time and cooldown drastically. The most obvious part of the ultimate is, of course, the threat vision it grants you. It highlights enemies in red and makes bright red footprints appear if the enemy just walked there, and it increases the range at which you can see tracks. Now, if you guys are struggling to keep up with games or keep up with Bloodhound speed or anything, you need to be more focused, make sure you guys head down to Glitch Energy. It'll be in the description below. It's what I use to stay focused, to stay awake, to stay alert during my games. I drink it every single day on stream. By the way, Blood Orange is probably the best one, but make sure you guys head down to Glitch Energy, code Marsh for 25% off. I guarantee you it's gonna help you. And get right back to the video. Alright, so now that you guys know everything about their abilities on paper, let me tell you guys about what actually happens in games, because as good as it is to know about everything about their abilities, mechanics, and how they work and what they do, what's on paper usually doesn't translate about what's in game. There are some ways to use it, there's some guidelines. Let me help you guys out, let me give you some tips and tricks. Again, 7,000 hours of this character crammed into 10 minutes just so that you guys can play him just as good as I play him. Although Bloodhound is a recon character, their abilities are very well suited for an aggressive playstyle. The biggest advantage a Bloodhound should always keep in mind is their ability to get information they want when they want. This goes for them and their squad. Ideally, you want to use your ultimate to outmaneuver enemies, such as flanking them, taking one out by surprise before other squad knows what's going on, or act as an information beacon by repeatedly scanning. Again, this last part is usually used in ranked. While entering a busy POI or an area of interest for your ranked positioning, scanning is always a good idea. Make sure your scans are precise, even though the Eye of the Allfather is a very forgiving ability. There are a few instances where scanning may not be a good idea and you would rather choose a stealthy route. If you'd rather use your ultimate to flank or to know where people are without giving your position away by scanning, peeking through cracks of buildings is one of them, or peeking through floors or any little hole without giving away your position, this may be the way to go. And I didn't think that I would need to explain this like you guys are seeing these clips, but these two are TikTok clips, which is why there's 3 of them on the screen, just to fill in like the whole black spots. But a lot of people tend to not realize that Bloodhound not scanning is sometimes a good thing. Any Bloodhound's scan in a wrong time or a wrong position may end up doing more harm than good, so make sure to be wary about when you use the Eye of the Allfather. So like you guys saw in these clips, in the first one, let me explain what I meant by no scan. I was on the roof peeking through those holes. The enemies had never a clue of when and where I would peek because I wasn't scanning in between, so I never gave off my position on the roof. That allowed me to just beam them through the cracks, and again, those weren't the best players because they could have went downstairs, but that is not the point of the video. And then the other one, I scanned at the beginning so I knew where he was at, and I saw him go all the way upstairs. And as soon as I was at the bottom, I didn't scan so that he didn't see me through that bottom crack and I could just beam him again. So again, sometimes scanning is not the best option. Now the last thing I do want to go over is the what your job is in a fight. So as a Bloodhound, you are the fight opener. You open the fight, you have the information, you scan, and that's when the fight starts. You always want to try to be the first one there so that your team always knows what they're rolling up into. The only other legend that can do this is Wraith, as her ability to phase out basically makes her immune to other damage. Bloodhound is a great legend for this because the information they get in a fight is crucial to how the fight's gonna play out. It's gonna allow your team to get flanks, allow you to get flanks. You want to use your ultimate not only to win your 1v1, as it is a lot harder to hit a Bloodhound on their ultimate than on a regular speed, but to also go and assist your teammates. If you're in a fight and both of you and the person you're 1v1ing, as it's a 3v3, are sort of like on a little downtime for 2 or 3 seconds, turn around, scan for your friends, help them out in their fight, take a shot. As soon as that fight is over, as a Bloodhound, your one and only job is to make sure your teammates are good. Scan around, make sure nobody's coming. You don't hear anything, you don't see anything, you're good, then you can go to heal. In ranked, when you're entering a POI, you want to be the one scanning there, making sure that the building's free, making sure that there's no enemies skeeving. You want to be the one that's basically going to lead the team. You have the most information on the team, and if you're a good Bloodhound, you're the one with the most information in the entire damn match. So make sure that you lead your team. You are the one that needs to call the shots, the one that needs to open the fights. You lead your team, and that is exactly how good Bloodhounds play, how impressive Bloodhounds play, is their ability to use that information and put it into a game plan. So I hope that this guide helped you guys. If it did, make sure you leave a like, smash that subscribe, join the family. We stream every single day again. Link in the description below. Make sure you guys check out Glitch. And apart from that, I love you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around for the entire guide. And I seriously hope that this helped you guys. And leave a comment down below what helped you the most, what didn't you know, what you learned, what I could have done better, anything, guys. So I appreciate everybody who was here. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day.